Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Marina. Today I will share with you my experience with cooked and raw food and how cooked food made me fat and lazy. You may will not have the same problems with cooked food as I do. Maybe you can digest cooked food much better than I do. But if you have an energy or feel unwell, you should give it a try and eat more raw food instead of cooked food. And before I start to actually talk about my experience, make sure to click the like and subscribe button down below, hit the little bell so that you always get notified when I upload a new video, and let's start talking about my experience with cooked food. When I started including more cooked foods in my diet, at the beginning everything was fine, as I said in a previous video about my diet update. But then after about 1.5 months or so, I noticed that my abs did disappeared, and also the lower part of my tummy got thicker and bloated. Not really bloated in the sense of gassy bloated, but it looked very chubby, and just the lower part, and that was weird because in general when you get bloated it's like your whole belly, and this was more like water retaining or a fat resource. I don't know, but it looked weird and I felt very uncomfortable, and it still isn't totally gone yet. And then a few weeks more into these more cooked food diet, I noticed, or I didn't really notice, but I felt less motivated, less energized, and at the beginning I didn't really notice it at all. But then I was like, yeah, if I think properly about it, I really haven't been working out as much or as intense and focused as I did before. And I did sit down on the couch after lunch very often, and I was tired, and that was kind of new. And I start thinking about where this could come from, and I couldn't get my hands on where it could come from. First I thought maybe I need more protein because I did build a lot more muscles and my muscles may need more. So I ate more protein and I cut it a little bit off on carbs, which in that case, in that scenario, was the exact wrong way to go. About 3 to 4 months after including more cooked food, I sat down and actually thought about what I've changed in the last month that could possibly be a factor of feeling so unwell. Then it just came into my mind and I was like, I ate a lot more raw food before. So I started eating more raw foods again, and after only, I think, 3 days, I noticed a huge difference. I was working out. After a few minutes, I still felt super energized, and I was like, wow, I haven't felt like that in months, and it felt like I could work out the whole day. That much energy I had. Then also my tummy got a lot better, and my abs did appear again, at least in the upper part, because my lower belly is still kind of chubby. Not chubby, but not as flat as I know it is in general, if that makes sense. Then I also chose to include a little bit more fruits again, so a little bit more of carbs, and eating or drinking more green smoothies again instead of having the fruits and the greens separately and chewing it, because when you blend foods the structures are already broken open, and this way it's easier to digest and more nutrients can be absorbed. And I think this is a big factor too, that I feel more energized. Even though I'm eating like not totally raw foods, but you know, like peas and the broccoli and the spinach, the frozen ones, most of the time are blanched. But it's a difference between something is blanched and just unfreeze then, and something is blanched and then you cook it again, because you eat almost dead food, and in dead food there are less nutrients. And I don't know where I saw it, but maybe I can find it again. There was a picture of broccoli, raw broccoli, and a cooked broccoli, and I also don't know how this picture actually was taken. I will go into it when I find the picture. But you saw a huge difference between the picture of the raw and the cooked broccoli. There was like an aura around it, and the aura of the raw broccoli was vibrant and big, you know, because living foods, living organisms are vibrant and bright instead of a dead one, because the dead body is dead and there is nothing that could improve or that could enhance, or you know, that the dead cells do not recover, do not regenerate. And so how should something come out of it, if you understand what I mean? The name of the kind of photography I want to talk about is Krillian Photography, and in short it shows the charge of a subject. That means like the electrical charge. Krillian Photography shows the corona, so the outburst, you can say, of the subject that is photographed. The brighter the corona is, the more active, and that means the more living and vibrant is that particular subject. And you see that the cooked potato and broccoli still have some outbursts, still have some light around them, but it's nothing in comparison to the raw ones, because all of the atoms are flying around and they're in movement. And this is why you can see on the pictures the living raw foods to have a brighter color. And I really can recommend to try eating more raw foods instead of cooked foods if you feel less energized. If you watched this video because you feel less energized, you may now know why. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope we will see you next week again. Until then, have a great time and be vibrant. Goodbye.